wide selection of mirrors on their website, and you can find several at the thrift store. Now, a unique mirror that I just found is this circle mirror. These can be kind of pricey. This one's priced at $19. Let's see if we can turn it into a Pottery Barn dupe. When I was looking online, I found this circle mirror and I loved the gold antique look to it, so that's what we're gonna try to recreate. My circle mirror that I picked up at the thrift store has a perfect frame. To begin this project, I want to tape off my mirror just to protect it so I can add paint. So I'm gonna put a piece of craft paper in the middle, then I'll add painter's tape along the edge. Make sure you get really close underneath the frame whenever you're adding your painter's tape so that you don't have anything you have to clean up after you're done painting. I spray painted 2 coats of a flat black spray paint on the edge of my mirror. Adding black before you start adding in gold is a great way to richen up and give that antique look to any gold that you add to your frame. If you look closely in that Pottery Barn picture, you see a hint of green on that frame. To mimic that look, I used a little bit of a dark green spray paint and I just put it sporadically across my frame. Once the spray paint dried, I got out all of my gold rub and buff colors, and the reason I'm using multiple colors is I feel like it gives it more of an antique look when you layer different gold colors. So the first color I'm using is a copper color, and I'm just using a foam brush to add that to my mirror. Then I'm gonna go back in and remove any excess and kind of blend those colors together with a paper towel. Now you may be wondering how it's turning around. This is actually on my spray paint turntable, which really helps to work on projects. I use it inside and outside. Now, depending on how much of that black color you want to show is going to determine how much gold you put on. You can see here I have a lot of black coming through and I could leave it this way. I'm going to continue to add gold until I like the way the colors are blended. Once the paint's dry, I'm going to remove all of the painter's tape from the center part of my mirror. If you got any paint on the mirror, you can come back in and just scrape that off. And here's a look at how my Pottery Barn dupe turned out. Pottery Barn is definitely known for their vases, and you can dupe these so easily here at the thrift store. Find a vase that's a similar shape to a Pottery Barn vase that you like, and you can do so many different DIYs to it. I think the key to getting an aged vase is doing multiple layers and multiple steps. So you want to start by getting it all one color. So I sprayed the entire piece with the color Sand Dollar. Next, I'm going to mix an ivory and terracotta color. I was trying to get a cream color, so I just mixed these 2 colors together. I added in a little bit of yellow that I had until I got my desired color. I'm going to dip my paint into my brush, then dip it into a little bit of water, wipe off the excess, and then I'm going to brush it onto my vase. The next step is to add the gray dots. In the original one, it had some dots on it, so I'm just going to dab it into my gray and just dot it all around my vase. Now from here, I'm gonna let it dry before I continue. Next, I wanted to add a little bit of brown, so I had the color fawn. I'm going to add that to my piece and I'll immediately wipe off any excess. I did add in a little bit of water to make it look smeared. And you're just going to continue to add paint until you're happy with it. If for some reason you get it too dark, come back in with that ivory color to tone it down a bit. When you're finally happy with the way it looks, you want to add in some branches. These are from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to trim them down a bit. I wanted something that was similar to that deep color from the Pottery Barn vase. I found these really cool laminate boxes at Pottery Barn that I want to try to recreate. So I think I'm going to go with this set of boxes, this 2 set, and I also picked up some laminate off of Amazon, so let's put it together. I was able to find burlwood laminate off of Amazon. I did pick up 2 packages for this DIY, and I'll link it for you down in the description box. I removed all the hardware from the back of my boxes. Then I cut out a piece that would exactly cover the top lid of my blue box, and I'm going to pull off the backing and place it in the center. Then I'm going to start with the front edge, tucking it and making sure I don't have any air bubbles. I'll cut off any excess. Now to do the edges, I'm going to tuck them into the side and pull them up. So you're gonna tuck in the corners and pull it up so that it makes a nice clean edge. You wanna make sure you do both sides before you completely pull it in place. Then you're going to lay it as flat as possible. If you need to add hot glue, that helps as well to hold everything in place. I'm gonna repeat those same steps with the bottom half of my box. Starting on the bottom, and then I'll pull it up on the front and the back and then tuck it in to do the sides. And then I'll assemble that box back together. Now this one, I wasn't able to take it apart, so I had to kind of put it on the bottom edge, and then I did the top of the lid. I had to go back in and cut a little bit just to make sure it looked nice. And here's a side-by-side look at both of these boxes. I love finding the decor that nobody wants at the thrift store and turning it into something really useful. These little mini lampshades, look how many there are at my thrift store. Nobody's picking these up. They're only $1 each. So I'm gonna do a DIY with these. Now I'm getting 2 different sizes. This one's a little bit larger than this one. So let's DIY these. So the first thing I'm gonna do is remove all of the fabric on these lampshades, which that was easier said than done. I had to use some scissors. I also used my wire cutters, which are always my trusty tool, to take off all of the fabric that was on here. And I repeated that with the other lampshade. After I removed the fabric, I needed to cut off that middle piece that holds the light bulb on. So to do that, I used my wire cutters on both of the edges until I was able to get it off. Next, I'm going to wipe down both of the pieces. If you have any extra fabric or strings, you can always try to sand that off. You want to get it as clean as possible. I'm going to spray paint these lampshade bases with 2 coats of a black matte spray paint. So I'll spray paint one side, flip them over, and spray paint the other side. I'm also going to be using these wood slices that they have out right now at Dollar Tree. Now these come with some hangers on them that have staples that are attached to the wood. So you are going to have to use your wire cutters to pull those out. Next, I'll put E6000 on the top of my wire lampshades, and I'm going to place them on the wood slices. And I'll repeat those with both of my wood slices. Now, if you haven't guessed already, I'm creating risers that you could use for plants. You could also use these for candles or anything to elevate your decor in your home. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.